everyone, greetings Raven lovers, artists and other crazy people, Tara here. Welcome back to my YouTube advent calendar. My computer just made a weird noise. We will just ignore that. And I lost my thoughts. Yeah, exactly, my YouTube advent calendar where we tackle a new odd prompt or a challenge that you guys gave to me. And today is, it's time for door number 12. And it's definitely not like December the 14th or 15th already. It's still December the 12th, probably, when this comes out. I'm pretty sure. I'm super confident. Oh, this is great. Folklore. Yeah. Like someone suggested to me that I should draw my favorite folklore creature. And I'm not sure if that actually counts, because it's more like a mythical creature that just appears in a lot of folklore tales in different ways. But, you know, I just have to go with dragon. You know, because, hello? Like, this is just the most badass mythical creature of all times, and I need to get better at drawing dragons. I want to incorporate them into my future illustrations more often. And the last time I really seriously drew a dragon was back in my early 20s or so, when I still didn't really have any kind of noticeable skill level. Like, I mean, a skill level more than someone who can only draw stick figures, but still it was lacking in a lot of things. And since then I haven't really touched a dragon anymore, so I wanted to revisit that. I want to get better with this, which will probably not happen this time. It might come out pretty wonky. Perhaps I also need to go with a more cutesy looking dragon because, you know, time management reasons. But we'll see what it will be at the end of this video and how far I can stretch myself with this. I will definitely not create a masterpiece because I don't have time to just learn the anatomy of a fictional creature and how I'm presenting that the best way and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll try my best and just have fun with this. So, see you in a bit. And I must say, I went into this completely head empty. Actually, like, I was so rusty with dragons, like I already said. Or, to be fair, being rusty at dragons sounds like I was ever good with drawing them to begin with. And looking back on my old artwork from the time where I still drew dragons a bit more regularly, no, I wasn't. Like I said at the beginning, my skill level wasn't that great back then when I used to draw them sometimes. And now it's been quite a while, so I went into this with sort of an idea, like I have something in mind of how I want a dragon to look like, and I thought, okay, I go easy on myself, I just do a head, because the body usually confuses me a lot. I need to practice this even more often than the head, I think. But yeah, I didn't really have that much battery left on my phone anymore. And since I wasn't at home and at the artist meetup, I didn't have any other device with me to gather references from. So I first tried to do this with just going from my pure imagination, but that went so bad. Like, what you can see right now is just not what I envisioned at all. I think it's kind of cute, but it's not the vibe that I was going for. Like, the snout just looks weird, and yeah. Then I got the phone from one of my artist friends to look for references, and then I decided to basically, for the sake of learning experience, I just made basically a study of an already existing dragon face that I found online, so it's pretty heavily referenced. Since I'm still not practiced enough to use the references to create my own dragon, So yeah, it's just very heavily referenced, but I changed the color scheme, and of course I didn't try to copy it so exactly. I wasn't worrying too much about every single scale being correct and stuff like that. I think this is actually one of the dragons from Game of Thrones. But yeah, it had the vibe and the kind of mouth shape and stuff that I usually like with dragons, so I thought I'd go with that. And I think that went pretty well. Like, I actually started to have fun, especially when it came to the coloring part. Like, the colors really worked nice with this. Like I said, I changed the color scheme because I didn't want to copy it too much. I still wanted to have it something of my own, and then I thought, okay, perhaps a red one. But then I thought, you know what, green is my favorite color, so why don't I go with green? So I did, and that went pretty well, I think. Overall, I must say I'm really happy with the result, and I'm so glad that I switched over to just using the reference for this one, because I was so not pleased with the outcome of my first attempt. It was not hard for me to erase that attempt at all. Like, I was not in love with it whatsoever, and with this one, I am. I think from this particular camera angle, it looks a little bit like the one jaw, the under jaw is a bit longer than the upper jaw, but I think it doesn't look like this in, like when you look at it from up front. Like, let me just check. Have it right here in front of me, and yeah, that's really just the angle. They quite in line, I think. So yeah, but you will see in a couple of minutes. I will then show you the final result. Like I said on a previous video, I'm pretty proud of this one. I freaking love it, to be honest. And finally had fun again. Like, at the beginning I didn't really have fun with it. I was way too concerned about too many things and didn't like where it was going. But here it was just, I was going with the flow, and that was pretty nice. A really nice experience. And I really love how the colors blended into each other. I think I'm getting a little bit more confident with watercolors. I mean, I'm still not an expert or anything, but I think I'm getting a bit more closer to achieving something without using color pencils on top. Though that might always stay my preferred way of using watercolors, like using them as a base and then go over it with color pencils. But this time I really didn't feel the need to do that, because I think it already looks pretty damn good without the color pencils, so I left it this way. Also, I didn't really bring any color pencils with me, and also in order to save time. Also, the recording stopped at one point because, you know, I just have one battery for my camera, and at one point it simply went off and I didn't have the charging station with me, because I didn't want to go through the hassle of taking that off from where it currently is on my desk. That's a lot of wire management, let's just say it that way, or cable management. Well, I think cable management, right? Anyways, like I said, I'm really happy with this, and yeah, oh, right, this is where I was. Like I said, I didn't really have any other way to recharge it, so I just needed to stop at one point. And that's why you don't see the last few minutes of me coloring it, but I think that's not as necessary. In a couple of minutes you will get to see the final result. It's a pretty shaky camera experience because I was filming that rather quickly. You know, I'm a bit late with everything, so this needed to be a very quick video. So I hope you still like it and enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next video, whatever that will be. So, as always, keep creating and stay nice to ravens. Bye!